What happens when a person's heart doesn't work properly? Let me show you. Cardiovascular diseases are diseases which are related to the circulatory system. An example is coronary heart disease, or CHD. And this is where the coronary artery, which is the blood vessel that supplies blood to the heart muscles, becomes narrowed by a gradual buildup of fatty material. This condition can lead to chest pains, shortness of breath, and also heart attacks. There are 4 ways to treat diseases to do with the heart. One way is treating coronary heart disease by using a stent, which is the device that's used to keep the coronary arteries open to make sure blood easily flows to the heart. They're made of metal mesh and are inserted into clogged arteries. The stents can reduce the symptoms of CHD, like chest pain, and help minimize the risks of heart attack by preventing the artery from re-narrowing. Another method to treat it is by taking statins, which are a class of drugs used to lower cholesterol levels in the blood. This decreases the fatty deposit buildup. This can help to slow the progression of CHD, making the person less likely to have a heart attack or a stroke. The disadvantages of taking statins, however, is that they need to be taken regularly without interruption. They can also lead to potential side effects which may impact the patient's well-being. One method of treating a faulty heart is by using artificial hearts, which are useful when a patient's heart has failed and a heart transplant isn't immediately available. Because they're made of man-made materials, there's a much reduced risk of it being rejected by the human's immune system. But just like any surgical procedure, there are risks of bleeding and infection. The mechanical parts of the artificial heart can also wear out over time, which means they're not a good long-term solution. Sometimes you could have damaged or faulty valves in your circulatory system, and these can be replaced with biological or mechanical valves. Biological valves are made from other mammals, like cows or pigs, whereas mechanical valves are man-made, so they're much more durable. Replacing valves involves a significant surgical procedure, but less so than a heart transplant. Alright, a question here on heart disease. The question says, the coronary arteries supply blood to the heart, and we've got a diagram here of 2 different types of coronary arteries. We've got a healthy one, and we've got one which is affected by coronary heart disease. Describe 2 ways the healthy artery is different from the artery affected by coronary heart disease. So we just need to compare these 2 diagrams and state what's different here. So the main thing here is the one on the right has fatty deposit in it. It's narrowing the artery, so less blood is going to flow through it. So to get 2 marks, one thing you can say is the healthy artery has no fatty deposit. That'll get you 1 mark. To get the second mark here, you can talk about what effect this has on the whole artery. So what you can say is the artery is wider, or there's more blood flowing through it. So I'll say there is more blood flowing through it. The next part, what can be used to treat people with coronary heart disease? And we've got antibiotics, hormones, statins, stent, or vaccination. So 2 of these answers would be correct. Antibiotics would not be correct. That's to deal with bacterial diseases. Hormones, no, we naturally produce hormones in our body for different purposes. That's not something that you use to treat coronary heart disease. And vaccinations is not correct either. This is a non-communicable disease. There's no pathogens involved here. So vaccination will not help it, because vaccinations are usually used to fight viruses, bacteria, fungi, or protists. So it wouldn't be that either. The answer here is statins, which is a drug that can be used to lower cholesterol. That will reduce the amount of fatty deposit building up in the arteries. And also a stent, which can be fitted within an artery to open it up. Both of those would be used to treat people with coronary heart disease.